Click subscribe to get latest news and don't forget to press the bell icon.
Over the last several months we have seen the worst that humanity has to offer. Violent groups such as Antifa and Black Lives Matter have been on a destructive path of tearing the country apart. These disgusting hate groups have been viciously attacking anyone that they deem to be a white supremacist or simply a supporter of President Trump. Which is why when the worst of humanity rears its ugly that the best of humanity gets a chance to really shine. Late last Friday night Hurricane Harvey slammed into the Texas coast and has been causing chaos ever since. The storm has dumped record-shattering rainfall on the southeastern region of Texas that has flooded communities in Houston. People from all backgrounds have been stepping up to help the victims of this catastrophic storm. The arguments of race, religion, and political affiliation do not seem to matter when there are lives on the line. Which is exactly how UFC fighter Derek Lewis feels and proved it after he saved one family and their Confederate flag. The left has been busy creating as much division as they can in our country over the last several years. These anti-American liberal elites have successfully divided the nation by race, sexuality, and political affiliation. However, when a natural disaster occurs all those pretenses seem to melt away and the good in humanity comes shining through. While families in the Houston area have been struggling to literally stay afloat, Good Samaritans have been jumping in to save them. One of those Good Samaritans is UFC fighter Derek Lewis, who has been doing his part to save the flood victims. Lewis is a native Texan and has been spending all his free time braving the flood conditions to save as many people as he can. I've always been that type of guy that I like to help people more than I like to help myself. And so I just seized the opportunity. The police, they kept getting on the news and saying that they're not going to help no one unless it's a life or death situation. Basically, the firefighter said the same thing. So, instead of Lewis just sitting back and hoping that it would all work out, he stepped in to help. Lewis's body is ravaged from red ant bites and his legs are burning from braving the strong Houston floodwaters current. During one of his rescue missions, Lewis came across a husband and wife who literally lost everything in the flood. This couple only had the clothes on their back and his Confederate flag. Here's more from MMA Junkie. I picked up one guy and his family, his wife. He just kept apologizing to me, because all he really had was his clothes, and he wanted to take his Confederate flag, Lewis said. He wanted to take that with him, and he just apologized and said, "Man, I'll sit in the back of your truck, man. I don't want to have my flag inside of your truck like this." I said, "Man, I'm not worried about that." He's saying, "You never know if you ever need someone, so." I already knew where he was going with it. I just said, "Don't even worry about it. It's okay. I don't care about that." His wife kept hitting him and saying, "You should have just left it." Lewis insists he didn't give it a second thought and will continue to offer assistance to anyone in need, especially with even more rain and strong wind expected to hit Houston in the next several days. "It's supposed to get pretty bad in the next few days because it's already supposed to turn into another hurricane," Lewis said. "It's a tropical storm right now, and they said it's heading toward the water and is going to turn right back into a Category 1 and head right back in our area. By Thursday, we should be having another hurricane." For Lewis and many other people around the country, this catastrophe is much larger than what a flag or any other symbol may or may not represent. The goal of everyone out there is risking life and limb is to save lives regardless of their personal beliefs, race, religion, etc. "I don't care about that," Lewis said. "I live in Texas. It ain't nothing new. I've been living in the South all my life, and it ain't nothing I hadn't seen before or discussed. I don't care about that type of stuff. I just wanted to help him. This is exactly what Americans do no matter how much the left despises it. We all come together in times of need to help each other out and leave all those arguments at the door. You see, all of those distractions is what is keeping us from remembering that we are all Americans first and we help each other out when in need. Hopefully, we can keep that spirit of unity alive even after the floodwaters subside."